Nikki Haley is live with Lawrence in Tuscaloosa. Lawrence?
Hey, good morning, y'all. Can y'all give a roll tide whip, a welcome to this Clemson graduate? Okay, so Governor, Ambassador, I always forget which one to call
It's Nikki. Those
you.
are moments in time.
Ambassador, talk about the performance last night. Vivek had this question. Well, he had a sign, and he said that Nikki is corrupt. Take the banter out of it. There are a lot of corporations, business people, strong people giving you money. And everyone always thinks, just the average day people, when business folks give money, they want something in return. So put it to rest. When they come to you, what do you tell them?
When they come to me, they ask me what my views are. I don't ever ask them what their views are. They ask me what my views are. They know I'm tough on China. They saw the work that I did as governor. They know what I did at the UN. No one sits there and asks for anything. I mean, make no mistake, these fellas, they'd take every bit of that support if it was going to them. They're just jealous that it's coming to me. And, you know, I mean, you look, last night it was very clear. We're surging in the polls. Every one of those guys sees it. And they showed it. But we're picking and choosing our battles. It's not worth us dealing with Vivek. He keeps saying I'm a military contractor. I've never been a military contractor. He keeps saying all these things that I've never done. But I'm not going to sit there and give him one more second. He's proven he's not a serious candidate. So I'm not going to deal with him anymore.
Another one of the issues that got a lot of pushback within the debate was the social media companies and the tracking and potential folks having some sort of ID to follow them. What did you mean by getting involved with the social media companies? And are these folks going to be tracked in some way if Nikki Haley becomes president?
Absolutely not. And I made it very clear government should not be involved with these social media companies. What I said is, first of all, social media companies need to show every one of them their algorithms so that they know why things are moved the way they are. But the national security side is these social media companies need to show us what they're doing to get rid of bots. There are millions of bots, Chinese, Russian, and Iranian, that are spreading disinformation that are not real people, but they are computer generated that are dividing our country. We have to get the foreign bots out. We will fight for people having freedom of speech. We are not going to fight for Russia, Hamas, and Iran to have freedom of speech. That's what I'm saying when we do that. And so do I think it would be more civil if everybody put their name next to what they say? Of course. As a mom, I think that would be great. But we're not going to have government do anything. But these social media companies owe it to our country, owe it for our national security to fight hard to get rid of all of this foreign intrusion that's happened in our country.
If they refuse to do it, though, what does a President Haley do?
I think that they won't refuse it because we have to partner on this. These are national security issues. When you have Iran going in there pushing pro-Hamas sentiment, I mean, when you have them putting things online that are helping Russia, China, and Iran, that's a national security risk. These social media companies, on the basis of national security, have to do this to protect Americans.
Steve, Ainsley, and Brian have some questions for you, Ambassador.
We do indeed.
Hi, guys. Hi.
Hey. Ambassador, Governor, Nikki, good morning to you. Thank you. You're absolutely right. You are surging in the polls and in donations, and we read about a lot of very wealthy people suddenly in your camp. And I understand with the debate last night, it was all about the other three people trying to, with the exception of Chris Christie, actually, trying to show the differences in policies. And Ron DeSantis did that. But Vivek Ramaswamy was so insulting, downright mean at times to you and to Chris Christie as well. Whatever happened to the Republican Party? Ronald Reagan famously said, the 11th commandment is Republicans shall not say anything ill about other Republicans. We've drifted a long way from that.
Well, and that's why you didn't see me engage with him at all. I'm not going to participate in someone who doesn't know how to act civilized. It's clear he's not running for president. He's got other motivations. But look, that wasn't my focus. My focus is we have a country to save. We've got an economy where inflation is high. Every one of these students are wondering how they're going to be able to afford a home. They want to know how they're going to pay off their student loans. They want to know how they're going to continue to get a job. Those are things we have to be focused on. We're worried about crime in our streets. or fentanyl crossing the border, or a border that's out of control. There are a lot of issues, and that's why we're surging in Iowa, New Hampshire, and South Carolina, is because we're talking about the issues that matter to normal people, not to people who are trying to do things for other reasons. And that's the focus that I've got, and that's the focus we'll keep.
Ambassador, you're the only female running for president this year, or next year, I should say. The UN has not, and you were the ambassador, so you're very familiar with the UN. The UN has failed to call out Hamas's attacks against women in Israel, against little girls in Israel, against families. What is your message to the UN, and why are they refusing to do this?
I mean, the United Nations continues to show they're a farce. They continue to show that they have no credibility. This is why I called them out constantly on human rights issues, because they claim they're for human rights. But when it comes to really fighting for those that are suffering, they don't do it. I mean, here you have so many women and girls that were not only raped, but their naked bodies were dragged through the streets of Gaza. Now we hear that they were mutilated, and we hear that they were abused in a horrific fashion. And to not be able to say that that was brutality and torture at an evil level says so much more about them than it says about the civilized people in civilized countries. So it's a shame. It's why they're not relevant. It's why they have an issue.
Brian, you have a question?
Real quick, Governor, in the big picture, you just got a huge boost, I think $250,000 from the co-founder of LinkedIn. He wants Joe Biden. So he's trying to use his money to, I guess, raise you up because maybe perhaps he thinks that you're more beatable than Donald Trump. Would you not? Is there a part of you that doesn't want to accept that money?
You know, first of all, I think that I don't know who that person is. We've had 150,000+ votes that have come in from all 50 states. 95% of them are $200 or less. But anybody that wants to support us, we're going to take it. But I'll say this. I beat Joe Biden. You know, you've got Donald Trump that's head-to-head with Joe Biden. On a good day, he might be up by 2 points. I beat Joe Biden by 10 to 13 points. This is about saving our country. This is about governorships up and down the ticket. This is about House seats, Senate seats. This is about winning again and ending the chaos. We have to end the chaos if we're going to do this. I'm determined to do it. We're going to fight for every person's vote. I'll take support. Republicans, independents, Democrats, whatever we need. Republicans have lost the last 7 out of 8 popular votes for president. It's time we win, and you win with addition, not pushing people away.
All right, Governor, Ambassador
Governor Nikki Haley,
Thank you.
folks.